This is the book of Psalms, chapter 135, verse 4. For the Lord hath chosen Jacob unto himself, and Israel for his peculiar treasure. First and foremost, I would like to take all of y'all by Shem Yahshua, by Shem Kakadash, the ones to the apostles and elders, great Muslim, well. Peace, blessings, salutations to the whole flag, to all your brothers out pushing the word in truth and sincerity. Shalom to all your brothers, stay strong, pushing this quick lesson. And by the first precept that I picked out, you already know what I'm going to really, go into, which is the Lord only chose the nation of Israel as his people. Okay, the only ones he's dealing with, the only ones that he gave his law, statutes, and commandments, the only ones that he made a covenant with. Okay, no other nation is special to the Lord like we are to him. Okay, the nation of Israel, right? So once again, Psalms 135 verse 4, for the Lord had chosen Jacob unto himself. Okay, he chose us to himself, for himself. Okay, does it say Esau? No. Does it say Ammon, Moab, Ishmael, Ham? No. Okay, it's only talking about Jacob, which Jacob is Israel. Okay, and Israel, here we go, and Israel for his peculiar treasure. Exactly. So we are the treasure of the Lord. Okay, you know when you have a special piece, a special neck piece, a beautiful necklace, blinged out, diamond out and pure gold, and right, you always put that on with pride every day, right? That's what the Lord sees us as. Okay, you got the nice watch, the blinged out watch and all that shit, right? You put them on because those are your favorite pieces, because you want to look good, and that's what makes you special. So that's what we are for the Lord. Okay, we are a special people to him. That's how he created us. That's how he made it out to be from the beginning of time. Okay, he knew that he was going to create the nation of Israel. Okay, which Israel was always here from the beginning, but of course back in the during the beginning of time, we weren't called Israelites. Okay, but they our forefathers like Adam, the special lineage from Abraham, Isaac. Okay, they weren't known as Israelites. They were known as Hebrews, but guess what? Really, they are Israelites. Okay, Abraham is an Israelite, even though he wasn't known as an Israelite. Okay, because guess what? When he came back in the reincarnation, he came back as an Israelite. Adam as well, so on and so forth. Okay, our forefathers that were known as Israelites, that were known as Hebrews, guess what? They came back as Israelites. Okay. But once again, the Lord, going back to the main point, is that the Lord only chose the nation of Israel. And this is really a basic lesson, but sometimes the most basic lessons are the most, powerful lessons. Okay, sometimes the most basic things are really the most powerful things, okay? Just like in life, or I'll give you an example in sports. Okay, boxing, MMA, basketball, football, whatever, soccer, all these different sports, the greatest players always had the basics packed down beautifully, okay? So, for example, in boxing, okay, I'll give you an example of Miguel Cotto. After the Margarito loss, he kind of, he was kind of going downhill until I believe he got with Freddie Roach. And Freddie Roach pretty much taught him the basics. And I believe even Miguel Cotto talked about that, how he stepped away from his jab, which Miguel Cotto, so-called Puerto Rican from the tribe of Ephraim, he had one of the best jabs in the boxing game, okay, during that time. But he stopped throwing that powerful jab. Okay, he had a powerful jab, the type of jab that'll knock your ass out. Okay, he had one of those powerful jabs, and he got away from it until he got back with Freddie Roach and went back to the basics of boxing, the jab and the 1-2 and so on and so forth, right? The body shots. Miguel Cotto went back to that. Freddie Roach started teaching him back the basics, and after that he went into a winning streak. He looked like the old Miguel Cotto. Okay, so that's just an example, but the basics of the scriptures, man, that's what really, that you got to keep the basics of the scriptures to really, bring the power out of the truth. Okay, so let me go ahead and get the book of Exodus. Okay, there's the book of Exodus, chapter 19, verse 5, and it says, "Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine." Exactly. So the Lord just clearly, he gave us, a commandment. Look, as long as you do this, you're going to be a special people unto myself, okay? As long as you keep the law, statutes, and commandments, you follow me, you obey me, you do what I tell you to do. Hey, I'm gonna bless you above all these other nations, above everyone else. Okay, I'm gonna be your God. I'm gonna be your power. Okay, I'm gonna be dealing with you directly. Okay, not with any other nation but you. So I mean, come on, man. What else would you want? Wouldn't you want, the Heavenly Father as your power? The one he wants to deal with. Okay, he wants to deal with you. He wants to bless you. Okay, but 2/3 of our people, we tell them that they don't want to hear it. Okay, they don't want to hear that they're special people. They don't want to hear it because they've been downtrodden so long, so much. Esau, the so-called white man, has beat them down so bad that they don't think they're special. Okay, our people hate themselves, man. So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, our people hate themselves. They don't love themselves. That's why they're out there selling drugs to each other. They're killing each other. They commit adultery, against each other. Having sexual intercourse with each other's wives and things of that nature. Hey, like the script, the precept says, our people have overpassed the deeds of the wicked. Who is the wicked? The so-called white man. Our people have become more wicked than the wicked themselves. Okay, they became more wicked than the devil, man. Okay, so let that sink in, man. Our people, they hate themselves, man. Okay, they don't know who the fuck they are. They don't know that they're special people. And when you tell them they are, they don't want to hear it because they've been being down in the mind and in their spirit. They're far gone, man. That's the 2/3. Okay, that's why the Most High's got to get rid of the 2/3, and He will get rid of them. Okay, death is coming for the 2/3 of our people. But it says, now therefore, if you obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then you shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, man, above all the other nations. Okay, for all the earth is mine. Okay, so when it comes from when it comes regarding Israel and the other nations, who do you think the Lord is dealing with? Who do you think the Lord is choosing? If it ever came down to it, which it already did, okay, because the Most High already chose us. Remember, I already read Psalms 135. The Most High has chosen Jacob. Okay, the Most High already chose up, and that's it. You other nations can't do shit about it. Okay, you could try to proclaim that you're the real Jews, like the fake rats out there in the land of Israel, them small hats. You could try to proclaim that you're the real people of the Lord. You try to keep the laws, the Torah, so on and so forth, man. But at the end of the day, you ain't it. Okay, you are the synagogue of Satan. Okay, you're not the real Jews. You're not the real Israelites. Okay, so now let me go ahead and get the book of Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 2, and it says, For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. Exactly, we're a holy people. Okay, but of course, like I said earlier, a second ago, our people have overpassed the deeds of the wicked, man. Our people ain't holy no more, man. Our people are in an unholy nation, a wicked nation. It says, and the Lord had chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all the nations that are upon the earth. Okay, and that's self-explanatory. Okay, I don't even have to break it down. So now let me go ahead and get the book of Isaiah. Okay, this is the book of Isaiah 41. Isaiah 41, verse 8. And it says, But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. Thou whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, Thou art my servant, I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee, yea, I will hold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish. Exactly. So these other nations, they shall be as nothing, because they came against the people of the Lord. Remember, the other precept says, touch not the apple of my eye. Okay, we are the apple of the eyes, the apple of the eyes of the Lord. Okay. So these other nations, guess what? They're going to perish. They're going to have to pay for what they did to us. Okay, slavery, captivity, the raping of our women, the lynchings, the oppression, so on and so forth. Okay. So now let me go the chapter before this one, Isaiah chapter 40, verse 15, and it says, Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as a small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing. And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beasts thereof sufficient for a burnt offering. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity. Exactly. So, in the eyes of the Lord, these other nations are nothing. Okay, pretty much, they ain't shit to the Lord. Okay, the Lord only created these other nations for certain prophecies to happen. Okay, now remember this regarding the so-called white man Esau, the wicked. The Lord said, I have created the wicked for the day of evil. Okay, that's the only reason why he created Esau, okay, for the day of evil. Okay, and we're coming into those days, or we are living in the days of evil, okay, because Esau's in power. Okay, so now let me go ahead and get the last scripture, and it says, this is in the Apocrypha of 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. Exactly. So, yeah, of course, out of Adam, all the nations come from Adam, right? Of course, us, the people whom he had chosen, which is who? The nation of Israel. But even the other nations, okay, all the other nations came from Adam as well. Okay, Esau, of course, Moab, Ammon, Ham, Japheth, so on and so forth. Okay, Ishmael. Okay, we all come from Adam. We understand that. Verse 55, all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. Exactly. So the Lord really created the earth for the sake of Israel. Okay, that's the reason why he created the planet, for us to control it, to govern it, to be empowered, to rule over it in righteousness. Okay, and that's what's getting ready to happen in the kingdom. Okay, we're gonna rule this planet, planet Earth in righteousness. Okay, not like the so-called white man, the devil, which he rules in wickedness. Okay, he rules in witchcraft, in occultism, in Satanism. That's the way Esau rules. Okay, he rules on the left hand side. Okay, but when we're set up and empowered by the Lord, we're gonna rule in righteousness by the right hand. Okay, in holiness. Verse 56, as for the other people which also came of Adam, meaning the other nations, thou hast said that they are nothing. Exactly, just like I read in Isaiah 41 and Isaiah chapter 40 as well. Okay, these other nations are as nothing, but be like unto spittle, meaning spit. Okay, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. Okay, you know how you might fill a bucket out, a huge bucket, you fill it with water. You're walking and you're dropping those little buckets, but those little drops, you don't care about those little drops. Okay, you care more about the whole body of water. Okay, you don't want to drop the whole body of water, but if you drop a few drops, you don't give a damn about those, right? That's the way the Lord is comparing these other nations. He's comparing these other nations like the drops that fall out of the whole body of water. Verse 57, and now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, meaning the other nations, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. Exactly. So these are the nations, beginning with Esau, the so-called white man. They've overpowered us, and they started to rule over us. Okay, these are the nations that are counted as nothing, man. They've and there's a reason behind that. Okay, because let's not forget that we went off as a nation. We totally went, we veered left, and we started following the other nations. We started obeying, or not obeying, but we started worshiping the deities of these other nations, okay, which are really demons. Okay, we stopped praising Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We stopped following his law, statutes, and commandments. And we started following the customs and the ways of the heathens, of the other nations, which are counted as nothing, which would change shit. So you see, our people's mentality, man, is so fucked that our people want to be like the other nations. They want to be like everybody else but who they truly are, man. Our people want to be like the so-called white man. They want to be like the so-called Chinese. They want to be like everybody else but who they truly are, the Israelites. They want to be Africans. Okay, they want to be Latino. They want to be Mexicans. They want to be Puerto Rican. Which that's not what we are, man. We are the true Hebrew Israelites. We got to come back to who we truly are, man. Okay, follow the ways, statutes, and commandments. The law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord to the best of our ability, of course. Come back to the faith of the Lord, the prophecies. Come back to our heritage of who we truly are. Okay, from whatever respected tribe you come from. Okay, from Judah all the way down to Issachar. Okay, but and now, O Lord, behold, these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world not be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? Exactly. So and this is pretty much what all the prophets would ask the Lord. Like, how long is this? Is this gonna last? How long are these heathen gonna be over us? How long are these other nations gonna rule over us, oppress us, destroy us, devour us? How long? Ezra, Isaiah, Ezekiel, all these the disciples of the Lord, the followers of Yahushua would ask the same question, man. How long is this gonna be? But the beautiful thing is, we already know that we're right around the corner of the kingdom of heaven. Remember, Yahushua said the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Okay, meaning it's right. It's pretty much here. Which really the kingdom of heaven is here already, because the Lord already woke up the elect. Or He is waking up the elect, the 144,000 and 1/3, which we through spirit and power Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we represent the kingdom. Okay, of course, beginning with Yahushai. So the kingdom of heaven, is here in some type of shape and form, but it's gonna be a physical kingdom of heaven, okay, here on earth, okay, that the Lord is gonna set us back up in righteousness as rulers, as kings, governing this planet in holiness and in righteousness, okay, and we're gonna have these other nations, these other nations in slavery and in captivity, okay, they're gonna be underneath us, okay, whatever we tell them to do, they're gonna do it. Okay, and the beginning of slavery, man, is going to be tough, especially for Esau, man. Okay, the same way they went hard at us, they set us in captivity, they all these different conquests, that they had against our people. Guess what? They're going to have to pay for it twofold. Okay, double. Okay, double unto her what she has done unto you. Okay, but anyways, that's pretty much it. Lord willing, it was edifying. So next time, Lord willing, I'm going to say, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Ratazah, Shalom.